Hi everyone, I'm Marcy, and today I'm making chicken tortilla soup. This is one of those hearty, scrumptious comfort foods that'll warm you up on a cold day, and best of all, it's really easy to make. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, and let's get cooking. If you're like me, you love a good soup, and this chicken tortilla soup is one that I make regularly because it doesn't take a whole lot of effort. In fact, you'll see that a lot of the ingredients come in a can. It's just a matter of throwing them into a crock pot. But there are a couple of things I do to elevate this recipe, which you'll see as we go along. But first, let's go over the ingredients. You're going to need 3 large chicken breasts, some chicken broth, a large can of petite cut tomatoes, 2 cans of black beans, 1 can of whole kernel corn. I've got some Hatch green chili. This is some that we roasted and peeled earlier in the year, and I just pulled it out of the freezer. But you can also buy it in a can, and one of these small cans is plenty for this recipe. You'll also need some chopped white onion, a couple of garlic cloves, some chili powder, cumin, oregano, and salt. And once the soup is done, we're going to top it with some cheddar cheese, avocado, and tortilla chips, which we can either buy or make ourselves using corn tortillas, which is what I'm going to do today. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is put the chicken breasts in the crock pot, and they've already been rinsed off. I'm going to top them with a can of tomatoes and the chopped green chili. There's no need to stir yet, just set the crock pot to low. Then on the stovetop, I'm going to heat up a large frying pan with a little olive oil. I'll toss in the chopped onion and saute it for a little bit. Then I'll add the garlic using my garlic press, but you can mince this however you like. I'll add about 3 tablespoons of chili powder and fry it up. Then I'll add about a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cumin, and about a tablespoon of oregano. I'll stir it all up and then pour in about 2 cups of chicken broth. This doesn't have to be exact because you'll be adding more later. This is just enough to get all the spices dissolved before we transfer it over to the crock pot. I found that doing this step and letting it cook over the stovetop for just a couple of minutes gives the chili a much better sort of roasted flavor. I'm just going to add a little more. Once you pour it into the crock pot, you can stir it all up and now let it cook for 5 to 6 hours on low or 3 hours on high if you want it done sooner. When the chicken is fully cooked, I take it out, shred it with a fork and knife, and put it right back in the crock pot. Then I open up the cans of black beans and rinse them with water and drain them before adding them to the crock pot. I also drain the liquid from the can of corn and add it to the crock pot as well. The reason we add the beans and corn at the end is because they're already cooked. They really just need to be heated. And now that we have all the ingredients in there, you can decide how much more chicken broth to add, if any. It just depends on how you like your soup. I never really measure because I just kind of go by the way I like it to look. We're all kind of different. This is 48 ounces, and I probably used about a little more than half of it. And that looks good to me. At this point, the soup is pretty much done. I'm just going to get the toppings ready, which means grating the cheese, slicing up the avocado, and grabbing some tortilla chips. Now, if you want to make your own, just heat up some oil in a frying pan, cut up corn tortillas into thin little strips, and fry them until they turn a golden color. This really is so easy to do. We always think that we need to go out and buy chips, but it takes nothing to make them. I'm just waiting for them to turn a sort of golden brown because the longer you leave them in there, the crispier they'll get. Take them out, place them on some paper towels so the excess oil can drain off, and that's it. We're ready to eat. Ooh, this smells so good. I'm gonna go ahead and ladle some into my bowl. Yum. A little more. Now I can top this with some cheddar cheese, some avocado, and of course some of these homemade chips that are nice and crunchy. Now I just happen to have some limes in the refrigerator, so I cut one up and I'm gonna put just a splash on here. You can also put sour cream if you'd like, but you really don't have to. I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Yum. This is seriously fantastic. It's one of those soups that just warms your soul and makes you so happy. I really hope you love this as much as I do. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I'll be continuing my series of delicious, hearty soups next week, so be sure to subscribe, like, and click the notification bell so you don't miss it. You can also follow me at Marcy Inspired on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, blessings from my kitchen to yours.